A small-town store clerk confronts President Trump on soaring food prices, sparking a heated debate that uncovers hidden struggles. And when Trump demands to know what the clerk is hiding, the shocking revelation leaves everyone stunned. Inside a convenience store in a small Ohio town, President Trump makes a surprise stop as part of his 2025 tour to connect with everyday Americans. He's here to talk about his administration's economic wins. With Secret Service agents keeping a low profile near the entrance, the store is busy with a handful of customers grabbing snacks and drinks. Behind the counter stands Donnell Watkins, a single father, and the store clerk ringing up a customer's chips. Trump steps forward, waving to the small crowd and says, "I'm here to see how folks are doing because we're making the economy tremendous." "Believe me," the customers murmur, some nodding, others skeptical. Donnell finishes the transaction, looks up at Trump, and says, "Mr. President, with all due respect, your economy isn't helping me feed my kids." The room goes quiet. Trump turns to Donnell, raising an eyebrow, and says, "Excuse me, what's that supposed to mean?" Donnell stands firm and replies, "I mean, food prices are through the roof. I'm working double shifts here, and I still can't afford basics for my family. How's that tremendous?" Trump steps closer to the counter, his tone sharp, and says, "Look, we've got the best economy in years, okay? Jobs are up, stocks are up, everything's up. You're telling me you can't afford food? That's not what I'm hearing from most people." Donnell shakes his head and says, "Most people? I'm standing right here telling you my reality, sir. A loaf of bread cost me double what it did 2 years ago. My daughter loves cereal, but I can't even buy her that anymore." Trump fires back inflation. "Sure, it's a problem, but we're fixing it. I've got the best people working on this. The best. You think I don't care about your daughter? I care about every American. Believe me." Donnell leans forward, his hands still behind his back, and says, "Then why aren't things getting better for people like me? I'm not seeing these fixes you're talking about." A customer, a middle-aged woman named Mara Hensley, speaks up from the aisle. "He's right, Mr. President. I'm spending half my paycheck on groceries now. It's not adding up." Trump turns to her and says, "I hear you. I do. But let me tell you something. We're fighting against global forces here, okay? Biden left us a mess, a total disaster, and I'm cleaning it up. We've cut taxes. We've brought jobs back. And we're making food production stronger. But it takes time." Donnell cuts in. "Time? My kids are hungry now, sir. I don't have time to wait for your plans to work." The crowd murmurs, some nodding in agreement with Donnell, others whispering support for Trump. Trump points at Donnell and says, "You're a hardworking guy. I can see that. But you've got to understand, we're doing more than any administration ever has. We've got farmers producing more. We've got trade deals that are fantastic, and we're bringing down costs. You're not seeing it yet, but you will." Donnell shakes his head and says, "I don't need promises, Mr. President. I need to see results. My grocery bill last week was almost my whole paycheck. How am I supposed to live like that?" Trump responds, "You're not the only one struggling. Okay, I get it. But we're not just sitting around. We've got plans to lower food costs. Big plans. We're working with the biggest companies to make sure prices come down. And they will, believe me." Another customer, a truck driver named Kelvin Dorsey, joins in and says, "Mr. For President, I voted for you." But Donnell's got a point. Fuel costs are up. Food costs are up. Everything's up. What's the plan to fix this now? Trump turns to Kelvin and says, "Fuel costs, food costs, all of it. We're tackling it. I've got a team working on energy independence, the best team. We're producing more oil, more gas, and that'll bring everything down. But you can't expect miracles overnight. We're fighting a global crisis here." Donnell jumps back in. "But sir, you keep saying you're fighting. When do we start winning? My kids can't eat your promises." Trump looks at Donnell, his tone softening a bit, and says, "I don't like hearing that. I really don't. No kid should go hungry. Not in America. Not under my watch. Tell me, what's the biggest thing you're struggling with?" Donnell hesitates, then says, "Everything. Milk, bread, eggs, basics. I'm making choices between feeding my kids and paying rent." Trump nods and says, "That's not right. We're going to fix this. I promise you. My administration is working on subsidies for farmers, direct relief for families. You'll see it soon. Very soon." Mara, the woman from earlier, speaks up again and says, Subsidies for farmers? That doesn't help me at the checkout line today. I'm paying more for less and it's killing us. Trump turns to her and says, I know it's tough, but we're getting there. We've already cut regulations that were driving up costs and we're negotiating with big grocery chains to lower prices. It's happening, okay? You've got to trust me on this. Donnell says, trust is hard when I'm staring at empty shelves at home. I'm doing everything I can, but it's not enough. Trump looks at Donnell, then notices his hands are behind his back and says, wait a minute. What are you hiding back there? You've got your hands behind you like you're keeping a secret. What's going on? Donnell pauses, then slowly brings his hands forward, revealing a small notebook. He says, I'm not hiding anything, sir. This is my budget book. I keep track of every penny because I have to. I didn't want to show it, but since you asked, here it is. He opens the notebook and points to a page, saying, look at this. Last month, I spent more on food than I did on rent. That's why I'm so frustrated. Trump takes a step closer, looking at the notebook, and says, that's a lot of numbers. I'll give you that. But let me tell you something, Donnell. I'm not just here to talk. I'm here to listen. You've got my attention, okay? We're going to do something about this. Donnell replies, I hope so, sir, because I'm not the only one. Everyone here is feeling it. Kelvin, the truck driver, adds, yeah, Mr. President. My family's struggling, too. We need help now, not later. Trump looks around at the small crowd and says, I hear all of you. I really do. We've got a plan, a tremendous plan. We're working on direct payments to families, lowering tariffs on food imports, and cracking down on price gouging. I've got the best people on this, the best. But I need you to hang in there. Can you do that for me? Mara says, we're trying, but it's hard. We need to see action, not just words. Trump responds, you will. I promise you. I don't make promises I can't keep. Believe me, we're going to make food affordable again, and we're going to do it fast. Donnell looks at Trump and says, I'll believe it when I see it, sir, but I appreciate you hearing me out. I just want what's best for my kids. Trump nods and says, and you'll get it. I'm not going to let hardworking Americans like you down. We're going to fix this. And we're going to fix it, big league. He extends his hand to Donnell and says, you've got my word. Donnell shakes his hand and says, thank you, Mr. President. I hope you mean it. Trump gives a firm nod and says, I always mean what I say. Trump turns to the crowd, waves, and says, we're going to make America affordable again, folks. That's my promise to you. He heads toward the door, Secret Service agents following close behind, and steps out of the store, leaving the customers talking among themselves. Donnell watches him go, holding his budget notebook, wondering if things will really change. If this moment got you thinking about the real issues Americans are facing, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below. What do you think? Can President Trump deliver on his promises? Let's keep the conversation.